Hi, I'm your host, Alistair. Okay, so today let's talk about my different streams of incomes. So the most obvious one is my real estate portfolio. I have 4 rental properties. I don't have a rental manager. I don't have a property manager, I'm sorry. I manage them myself, me and my team. The second and most important one is my fitness business. So there are 2 sides to this business. You have the workout studio side, which is very simple. I see clients one-on-one, that's easy, done. The second side of it is the corporate side. That one's a little bit more complicated. Not all companies have a wellness program. So one of the requirements is you need to have a wellness program if you are a company. The second requirement is you need to have the space, because it is up to the company to provide or at least spend the money and invest into a workout space or a workout situation for the employees, but also to allow me, so my company, and they're not my staff, my contractors. So I hire a bunch of personal trainers on a contractorial basis to come to your space and provide fitness services to your employees. It's a very lengthy process in terms of negotiations. Why the wellness program is very important is because you can take some of the funds from the wellness program and they can allocate that towards subsidizing training for their employees. Not fully, but they can do some sort of subsidization. It's easier in the company's pocket, especially at the beginning when they're kind of seeing how it's going to work. But long story short, it's a very lengthy negotiating process, roughly about 1 year to negotiate, but it's completely worth it. My third one is a REIT. I only have one REIT. I use my portion of my rental real estate income and I divert it into this REIT. It's not that much money. It's roughly about $200 a month. But over time, it will grow. Over time, it will grow and become much more substantial, by the way, if you don't know what a REIT is pretty much a real estate investment trust, which are companies that deal exclusively with income producing real estate, and by law they have to pay you for the profit that they make, an X amount of percentage. What else can I talk about it? Yeah, it's really not that big, but it's something. $200 and change. $200 and change. Yeah, it's there. The fourth stream of income comes from my land. I have a home orchard. My state recently passed a foraging law, which pretty much allows me to sell any produce from my land locally. So it cannot cross state lines. It cannot ship into the mail and whatnot, and it cannot exceed more than $50,000 a year. Olympia's garden has been operational for, I would say, about 1.5 years now. And I do have a gardener who tends to the garden, and I pay him roughly about $3,000 a year. So you factor in that $200 that the state requires me to take every 2 years, so $3,100 a year. And I have sold $4,000 worth of produce, which is great. So I've made $1,000. Forget about the taxes here, but I've made some money. My garden generated income, which is awesome. And $1,000 divided by 12, it's not that much, but it's just the beginning. Which, you know what, I find that very amazing, because it's literally sunlight, rain. That's it, and a gardener to make sure that's it. Fifth one is YouTube. Yes, I do make money from YouTube. It's not that much. If I take the highs and the lows, so it gives an average, the AdSense brings in roughly about $100 a month. I mean, granted, it's $100 and change on average, but it still is something a month. So I'm very happy with it. And lastly, I don't know if you're going to count that as a source of income, but I'm married, and so my spouse has a job. Do we count that as household income? Yes, I think so. I think that can be considered as an income stream, I guess. So what does my spouse do for a living? Actuary, healthcare actuary. Very specific job. but a well-paying job. So yeah, I guess you can count that in there. I don't know. And in conclusion, I'm going to share with you my financial goals really that I have. At least before I'm 45, that's the goal, right? I'm 38 years old now. I'm going to be 39 in 2024. Oh, I'm going to be 39 this year. All right. So, so the main goal, the first one is I want to add one more real estate on my portfolio, because the ones that I have right now are long-term rentals. I want to do one short-term rental, but I want to pretty much get into the hospitality business, because I want to turn my short-term rental legit into like a high-end luxury, like custom experience. I really want to get in there and compete at a certain level. And so that's the goal. That's the goal, is to buy a nice property. Right now it's going to be in Portugal. It's all in the works, right? It's all on paper. So right now is to buy a land or a sizable property in Portugal, turn it into a luxury destination experience, and compete with the high end level of bed and breakfast, or even hotels. Why not? If that venture works out, I do plan on selling the corporate side of my fitness business and just focus primarily on the luxury bed and breakfast and the rentals. And then that'll be my retirement. I spent my time focusing on those and enjoy my daughter. enjoy my family, just enjoy the aspect of my later years, because we do not plan to work this hard for this long. No. But everybody's different. These are my personal goals. It could change tomorrow, it could change next week. None of it could happen really, or all of it can crumble down and collapse, right? We never know what the future holds. So we can only hope that it goes to plan, but it could not. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next time. I am your host, Alistair. Bye bye.